So here's a funny story from the past week. Hassan Whiteside, as you may recall, last year he had a few things to say about his 2K rating, and I think he even commented after some of his breakout performances how he was just trying to bring up his 2K rating, and apparently he's not too happy with it. I don't know how tongue-in-cheek it is, but he tweeted, when was it, on the 20th, so just as we were recording last week. 2 years later, leading league in two different categories at NBA 2K, still doesn't have my rating right. Many triple doubles and double doubles later, pondering face and crying, two crying emojis. So yeah, he was not impressed by his rating. I believe he's still rated lower than DeMarcus Cousins as of the latest roster.
That's an interesting one because even though I would probably say that DeMarcus Cousins probably a better player at this point of his career, I don't say that with any confidence whatsoever because I think they're both like neck and neck. But yeah, I don't know. I feel as if Hassan Whiteside is pretty dominant already, like in the game. He makes such a big impact. I guess it's just on the offensive end that he's not as effective, I suppose. So I can understand his grievance. And, there's kind of been a controversy in the past about ratings in 2K17 and like the whole archetype thing. I think it was Agent 00 who went, it was probably other people as well, but I saw Agent 00 go through it where he put the ratings of his my player onto a created player, and the overall rating was far less than what it said it was in his my career. So
I remember that. Yeah, that was an interesting experiment. I should say, not point of view. It's a fact. He proved it. So there's some artificial inflation going on there with the my career, which is interesting. Overalls are very deceptive anyway. I mean, I again, having done roster updates for NBA Live for so many years, having made them. A lot of complaints about the overalls, and the two biggest ones back in the day were Josh Smith and Steve Nash. And the problem was Steve Nash didn't have the athletic or defensive ratings to boost his overall as high as it probably should have been. And, well, Josh Smith had the athletic ratings and the dunking and everything, and that artificially inflated his rating.
Yeah.
So it always looked, quote-unquote, wrong by at least a couple of points. So it's the way that the overalls are calculated is not specific. So, I mean, in the defense of the 2K rosters and live rosters and everything else. But it is funny because I see this, and we are in the age where players are on social media. We can get more access to their thoughts as they put them out there for everyone to read. And it makes you think over the years what some players have sort of seen in their ratings in video games. Think, oh God, that's like so insulting. This rating. Like, I think there was a NBA Live 2005. I put it in a Friday 5 of insulting ratings. I'm just trying to think back to which one it was. I think it was 2005 that Joel Prisbilla had like an offensive awareness rating of 18 on the 0 to 99 scale. And to be fair, like the previous year, he was pretty ordinary as far as his scoring goes. But then he had a career year in the 2005 season, so he actually earned himself a big boost. Maybe he saw the rating and thought, "Wow, that's 18. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna up my rating just like Hassan Whiteside." But
that's a hell of a motivation. I mean, yeah, if you pick up your game, you get to be better in a video game. So I guess
just like reading the rating thing. Is it? Do they think I just stand there, just on offense all the time? 18 out of 100? Like I don't score a lot of points, but I know what I'm doing, at least. So
the Whiteside tweet kind of reminds me of the Evan Fournier one, where he saw his cyberface in like a screenshot or whatever, and he's like, who's that? I think that's even worse. Like, having a grievance about your overall rating is one thing. I mean, you can edit that stuff in roster editing if you really wanted to, but having the wrong face, or not the wrong face, but just a face that doesn't look right is, there's not really a whole lot you can do to fix that.
I just want to see Brock Modem's response to his face on the Boomers.
I wonder if he's seen that yet.
Is he on Twitter? Is this something we need to put out there? I mean,
maybe. I don't know. He's a young guy, so I could imagine he'd play a fair bit of 2K. Like, I wouldn't put it past him anyway. So yeah, I think that's something we do have to put out there and see what he thinks, because 2K I think got the rest of the boomers pretty well. Even Chris Golding, who's relatively unknown everywhere else except for the MBL, really, and yeah, they got him looking fairly accurate. But yeah, something happened with Brock Modem.
Doesn't Modem also have different faces on the boomers and on the EuroLeague team that he's on?
I think it's different hair color. So
Hair
I
colour,
think
yeah.
he has like brown hair on the EuroLeague team, but for the boomers he has like blonde hair, which I think he has usually. So
We need to put it out there, I think, and just draw
I've
attention.
got the screenshot, so this can happen fairly quickly after the show, I guess. Yeah.
Excellent. We'll have to look it up and see if he's on the social media on Twitter. So as for Whiteside, I think Ronnie responded and drew the usual ire of people. Funnily enough, most people were talking about servers rather than ratings, but whatever. But
Yeah, Ronnie doesn't even take care of servers. You guys leave him alone.
it's, I mean, at this point, yeah, it's he's the hype man, community manager. I'm not sure exactly his exact title, but certainly he's in the promotion of the game and rather than the actual development or the server maintenance. But that said, if you can pass along a message, we wouldn't go astray either. But
Yeah, definitely wouldn't. Because I guess I've had a few more server errors like the last few weeks or so. But I mean, yeah, just don't abuse Ronnie. It's not a good look, guys.
no. So hopefully Whiteside gets his due, his deserved rating. I think as long as he's above Cousins, he's probably going to be happy. So we shall see. We'll see what we'll see what Mike does with the ratings, I guess.
Yeah. Well, what happens if Mike puts the rating down?
I just saw this response from the EA Sports Twitter, and they've actually tweeted it at him, and it's from the NBA Live Mobile. Hassan Whiteside 93 overall game recognized game. Hashtag respect. Hashtag NBA
Shots
Live Mobile.
fired.
Shots fired. Wow.
They're getting them back for that glitch animation, aren't they?
Oh yeah. So yeah, I guess that's a bit of fun on social media. Never a dull moment with players on there.
Not at all.